So today's topic is, have you ever busted your child with company? Now this is company they didn't ask to have or company they shouldn't have. So this goes back about 2 years when I had my house in Reseda. And Jordan doesn't really have a lot of company that comes over anyway. So if I notice a car pulling up, I'm going to keep tabs on it. So a couple of times he said he'd go hang out and this particular car would come pick him up. I wouldn't go out to see who's in it, anything. Just car would pick him up, drop him off later. Remember this car. So there was one time I went to work at 8 and it was a dead night. So I got back about 11. So when I pulled up to the house at 11, I see this car across the street parked. And I'm like, he's got company. So I parked the car quietly, walk up the driveway, creep into the house. I'm sneaking into my own house, put my stuff up. And then once I'm in the living room settled, I start making noise so he knows I'm awake. He comes out his bedroom like, hey, what are you doing home? And I'm like, no, it was a slow night. Why? He's like, oh, nothing. I'm like, okay. So you going to bed? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. I'm going to watch TV out here for a little bit. Make him nervous. So I sit in the living room, watch TV for about half hour, then I'm getting sleepy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into my bedroom. So I creep down my bedroom, leave the door wide open. Because I know that's the only way he can get out of his room unless he's going out the window. It's on the first story, so he could have totally did that, but didn't. Finally go into my bedroom, get all in my bed, cuddle all up, and it's quiet for about 15-20 minutes. I could hear scratching around in the room, but I'm staying in my bed. So as soon as I hear that door creak open, I hit him with the flashlight. What are you doing? He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay. You go right ahead. Turn the flashlight off. He goes to the bathroom or pretends to. A couple of minutes, he opens the door. Bam! Hit him with the flashlight again. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I heard a noise. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, you going to bed? He's like, yeah. All right. He closes the door, turn the flashlight off. Now I'm making him sweat in there. For a good hour, I'm holding her hostage in the room because I know she's in there. And she's only in two places. She's got to be under the bed or in the closet. But I'm not going to go in there and find out. I want you to sweat it out and then try to sneak out the house because to me, this is kind of fun. So now it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I'm getting tired. I'm all up under my blanket, and I was like, I'm not going to make it. But I rode this ride for 2 hours. I got to see how it ends. So I went up and laid a bunch of Hendrix's toys down the hallway. You know, I booby trapped them so that they'd kick the toys, hopefully not hurt themselves, and wake me up just in time to catch them in the hallway. But that didn't happen. My bed fell asleep. They actually must have had a light on going down the hallway because they bypassed every single toy I had and made it to the back door. But I heard that back door crack open, and that's when I sprung into action. So I jumped out of bed, ran to the back door, and I didn't see anything. But I'm like, the sensor light is on, and I was like, someone's out here. Plus the door was open. So then I'm creeping around the house, and I guess they could see me, and they run up the side of the building. And by the time I get to the front door, she sprinted across the front lawn, opened the gate, jumped in her car, and took off. Now, I could have put the front porch light on to alert her that I knew, but I was like, that's a dead issue at this point. Let me handle my son. So I go back to that back door, and I close it, I lock it, and I pull the blind back down, and I'm sitting there peeking and watching him. This boy is out there in his socks and basketball shorts. So he goes to the door and goes to turn it, and his face is like, oh. So he just sits up there and just sitting there like this. Now I tell you, if it wasn't like 45 degrees out that night, I totally would have made him sleep on the patio furniture. But I let him sit there for 5 minutes and then I opened the door and let him in. But I went back to the room, didn't say anything. That next morning, he came out and told me that she was hiding in the closet. She knew I was there. And I said, why did you have me hold this girl hostage in your bedroom for 3 hours? You could have just came out and said, hey, Ma, I got company. We were watching a movie. She's about to leave. I would have been okay with that. I wouldn't have embarrassed you. Maybe I would have. But I wouldn't have like gone hard on the embarrassment. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was tired. She could have been home at 11. Y'all wanted to play games. I'm up for games. You know me. Now she thinks I'm crazy. Be crazy. Where would you get that idea from? I did eventually officially meet the girlfriend 3 weeks later. He had a birthday party. And I invited them out for a drink because they're both over 21. And that's when we officially met. Here's a picture. Don't I look like I could go to school with them? Hey. We all in our 20s, y'all. So guys, How did you bust your child with company? What did you do? Let me know.